All right, so came to show y'all some love. But what I wanted to start out with, I want everyone to drop in the chats what your vision is. So when you hit the promoter button, what was your vision? What was your why? What do you picture from doing what you're doing right now? Because I had to think a lot about that when I first started. I kept asking myself, why am I really doing this? Like, obviously, if y'all don't know my story, I randomly came across Audrey's page in August, and I was like, all right, why is this girl so happy? You know the whole ins and outs. And I got in her inbox, we talked, and apparently I ghosted her. So, fun fact. Then January, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I don't even know what the heck this is, but I'm ready. And I did it scared. And I think we have learned that that's what we need to emphasize a lot, is because people are scared. They're watching you, but they're also scared. Just like I was watching her, but I was scared because I literally told myself I could not do that. In a million years, I couldn't do that. And here I am a couple months later and I'm doing it. Am I, do I feel 100% confident in what I'm doing? Most of the time, no. But I just know that I want more for myself, for my husband, for our future family. And that's why I pushed the button. I said yes because I needed more. So I work a 8 to 5, have my whole life. But I am trying to get away from that. I'm trying to, cover my full-time income right now. That's my overall goal. And my vision is building our dream home in 5 years. So Tyler, my husband, bought this house. I don't pay a dime for this house. He's always paid for it. He just assumed I would move in with him, and then the whole, engagement and so forth came after that. But I want to be able to cover the mortgage for him. Like, I want to be able to contribute. So few of my goals, that's my vision, is building our dream home in 5 years. Okay, so just a few of my goals, because visions become goals. I want to replace my current income. I want to get that auto bonus so I can cover my car payment, and then eventually do it on his account so that I can get him a truck, because he just started a new position that he's not even used to, because he was working in the field. So he had a van, whereas now he does not. So he's using his truck that has been paid off and just sitting in the driveway for a couple of years. And so I want to get him that truck so that he, can be more official, driving around, being a salesman that he is now. My dad pays my student loans. I don't pay on them because I can't afford them. So I want to be able to be like, hey, Dad, here's some money to put towards my loans that I haven't been able to help you out with, like, at all. Savings account, need a savings account. I do not have one. I just started building it because of this 4K bonus. And I am so grateful that I get to do this, because like y'all know, it's life-changing. And I just really encourage you to dig down deep and find your why, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who sees and who thinks and whatever anyone wants to think or see that you're doing, and what your overall goal is what matters. If you're gonna have those people that look at you like you're crazy. All of my friends literally think I'm crazy, but I'm like, for what? You guys are doing what you're doing because that's what you were taught to do. I'm working an 8 to 5, but I'm also fitting this in the nooks and crannies of my day because that's what I want. So if I focus on what I want, I know I can achieve it. And I've had a really hard time doing that over the last however many years, because I didn't know where I was meant to be in this world. Like, I'm good at sales. I'm good at what I do right now. But for some of you that know, this week literally has thrown me a freaking curveball. and I got offered a completely new position at my current job under a completely different management. So it's literally God working in our favor. Like, I'm not by any means like religious, like any, but do I believe in God? 100%. And just starting this business alone has really like brought it out in me, and everyone has seen it. My family has seen it. My friends have seen it. Like, I'm so much more confident in my skin. I'm so much happier. I'm not going through the motions of each and every day. Like, I'm put on this planet for a reason. I need to be able to do something while I'm here. So why not go for it? You know what I mean? So the next part that I wanted to talk about is consistency. I will tell you 100% when I first got in this with the IPAs, with everything that we're being taught to do, I struggled hard. To this day, I still struggle, but it's this consistency. As long as I tell myself, do it, your people will come. That's every single day. Have I seen anyone in the last couple weeks in my inbox? No. That's not going to stop me. It's not going to stop me, because I feel really, really good about where I've already come thus far. Bonus season or not, I know where I'm meant to be, and it's here. So as long as I keep pushing, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You guys have to be consistent. If you're having a hard day, which we all have hard days, I am one of them, show up. Show up. Even if it's not about what, it doesn't always have to be about the products. It doesn't always have to be about Thrive. Show up as you. I can't tell you, like, literally when I first got started, my curiosity post, the whole thing, I was like, people are going to think I'm freaking crazy because I don't post on social media. I'm like a behind the scenes person. I just scroll, scroll, scroll. So I told Audrey, I was like, when I do this, people are going to literally think I'm crazy. And I cannot tell you the amount of text messages I received when I put that first post up. It was hysterical, because everybody's like, what the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing? Are you quitting? Like all these people at work? I'm like, no, just trying something new. Just, doing something for me. Because for some odd reason, that's weird to people. For you to be doing something for yourself. And I'm like, why is that so weird? I don't look at anybody any type of way. Any of my friends that try something new, I never question them. So it was just funny to me that people were like all of a sudden questioning me in my life. And I'm like, worry about yourself. But hold on, let me read. I don't know. I'm bad at reading, guys. Vision, husband financially tired. Yes, you are your secret sauce. God, I love that. Y'all, I have never been confident whatsoever in my entire life. I played sports. I went through the motions. I can't tell you how like in my body I feel because of these products and because of this community. It has seriously brought so much joy. Like, I can't even, like, my husband left today and I'm just like, it's okay. I'm just going to work all weekend because I'm excited to. And I want everyone to feel excited too. I don't want this to be a stressful thing because it's not. The bonuses, they'll be back. Don't focus on a number. Don't focus on a number. So I'm going to say one thing, and I've been really good with my mouth, and not a lot of people know, but I have a really bad mouth, like really bad mouth. And I see there's a baby on here and I don't want to do it. She's like, do it. Okay, I'm going to say this because I had to tell myself this like 50 times for it to be burnt in my brain. Stop looking at the fucking trackers. Stop looking at the trackers. They are literally what dig deep down, that's what gets us. And you can look at me crazy, I don't care, but I've done it. I'm done doing it. I don't care what it says, because it's not going to stop me from showing up every day. Nor is it going to help me in any way by looking at it and feeling some type of way. So I have one challenge that I myself am doing this weekend, and I would like everyone to do it if at all possible, but I will be creating my dream board this weekend. Vision board. I don't know what it's called, but dream board. And I'm really, really excited to do it because I've been telling myself to do it and I haven't done it, obviously. So that's my number one this weekend. It's not a negotiable for me. Yeah, we can do a planning one and do it together this weekend. But that was my main thing to talk about. So I want to kind of open it up if y'all have any questions or want me to kind of touch on anything. I wanted to kind of open it up for you guys because obviously we're all at different spots. There's a lot of new people. So if y'all want to drop anything in the comments or if you want to unmute yourself, go for it. I'm red as freaking tomato right now. Jesus. Sorry.
But you're killing it.
This is what happens. I just get talking and then my blood just starts flowing.
Okay, I'm gonna unmute myself because I want something. I need to say something. So I just want you guys to know, and y'all always know that I always tell you guys how freaking capable and amazing you guys are, but I just want you guys to know that when you hit 4K, no one's going to come into your inbox like that. You still have to work. You still have to put those IPs. You have to double it. That's what we're working on right now is like, sorry, my kid's legit going crazy, but you have to double it. So it doesn't come as soon as you get that 4K. It's not, the work, people are not going to come into your inbox at all so easily. So, okay, I'm done.
I'll just follow up with that. She's not lying. It's such a true statement. If you guys are sitting there right now and like, we're literally halfway through the month, like today is the 15th, we have 15 more days. Okay. So much can happen in 15 days, first of all. So if you're sitting there in your tracker, even if it says 0, like in 14 days, I went from 0 to 4K. I went 4K my first 14 days of joining this business. Okay. So it's not impossible, but it is a numbers game. So if you're sitting here and you're doing one round of IPAs, it's not enough. You have to, if you want more, you have to do more. You have to figure out how you can maybe get a little bit more creative, how you can share stories. Like you got to step outside of your comfort zone. You got to be bold. When you're doing things, like don't think about it in the sense of like, okay, well, I did all of them. Like if you're sitting there and you notice yourself scrolling, like, but you've already done like 3 rounds of IPAs, do another round. Like be like, make sure that you're like always thinking, especially as we're closing out bonus season, like you don't have to hit a bonus. That doesn't determine your success here, but a bonus is nice. A bonus is a bonus. It's extra, right? So I know for me and my family, hitting that $12,000 bonus at the beginning when they first came out with this, like it's changed my income level massively over these last few months. So I don't want you guys to like, let yourselves off because it's like 2 weeks from now. Like I want you to really, really get intentional with what you're doing. Think about what that bonus is going to do for you. I think something really cool is like writing a letter to yourself. I don't know if anybody's done this. It always felt so awkward to me when I first did it, but now like I can write a letter to myself when I know whenever I hit 80K, I can open it up and read it. And like what that's going to feel like. What am I, where am I going to be? Is my husband going to be next to me? Like, or where what am I going to be wearing? What is it going to smell like? Like all of those things, like getting really intentional and like write all those things out, put it away. And like, let's focus on, getting to that, like connect with those feelings and then put in the work. Like Roxy said, like it's not something that you make one post and all these people are going to flock to you. Like posting is just a small portion of what we do. It is like one of actually the smallest. It's just so that people see the open sign. Whenever I think of like me posting, it's just so people know that my store is open. That thing that flashes in people's stores when you're walking up, if you don't see that light on, you're not going to try to walk in their store. That is the only reason why we're posting. The other stuff, all the behind the scenes work, that's what's going to bring people into your inbox. The interacting, building relationships. This is a relationship business. You have to build those relationships. Interacting is one of the most important things. Interacting and adding, those are the two biggest things that you should be doing right now if you're trying to promote. Like you need to bring new eyes to your page every single day. And if you're only adding 5 people, I'm here to tell you it's not enough. Okay. You got to add a minimum of 50 because maybe only a 10th of those people are going to actually add you. Okay. So if you add 50, maybe 5 to 10 are going to actually accept your friend request. Okay. Then, so if you're wanting to do, if you're not seeing that, you'll want to increase. Okay. So just play with it over the next couple of days and see how many people are actually keep track of how many people accept your friend request, how many people follow you back. Like watch those things. Whenever I send friend requests, I don't say, oh, I sent 50 friend requests, I'm done. I pay attention to how many people are accepting my friend requests. And if I don't get to a certain amount, I'm going back in and I'm adding more. Like I want a minimum of 10 new people on my page every single day. As you're going through to interact, if you're finding people that you don't vibe with, or you don't have anything to say to them, don't keep scrolling past their stuff, remove them. Don't do all that. Go ahead, Rox. I don't even know why I'm talking right now. It's not my Zoom.
They're good.
We're like taking over your Zoom, Courtney.
I know, I feel like a jerk now.
No.
You're fine.
No, okay. So another thing I've been working on is when you literally feel like you are being desperate, like you're just like, working out of a desperate heart. I want you to like literally unplug for I did it for like an hour or two. And what I did, I focused into the Hustle and Thrive page and I focused on what I needed to work on. So for me, it was like slinging those samples. Like I could not get creative. I was literally having like a block. And so, I went into that Hustle and Thrive page and I just like, I went in, typed in sample and a whole bunch of different things came up. I went to like different leaders in the tribe, asking them like, hey, how are you creative with it? I need some ideas. And sure enough, like that's the one thing I worked on this week and I slanged those samples out. All of my samples are done and gone. So if you are really operating out of a desperate heart, I need you to like step back, put the phone down and start operating out of your heart and intentional. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I operated out of desperation and not inspiration for the first year of my business here. And it did not serve me. I was just focused so much on the numbers, so much on money, that I wasn't even able to like really like connect with people, even my team. Like I hate to admit it, but I wasn't the best leader because I was really just focused on your productivity. Like if you weren't producing, I wasn't interested in speaking with you. And I just have to be completely honest because I just have to be, I always want to be open and honest. I do take this very seriously. So I don't like to play around like when it's coming about business, like I take it very serious, but at the same time, like I care about you guys and I don't want you to think like, you can't have a bad day or, if something happens and you fall off, you can't come back. Like I always welcome everybody back with open arms and everything, but people can tell when you're working out of inspiration or if you're working out of desperation. It's almost like having like commission breath and like you're just looking at them and like they're just a dollar sign and they can feel that. Like when you're coming to them and you're like, so girl, do you want to still join my team? Like people are like, ew, get out of here. Like, no, we don't want to do that. Like when you're following up with someone, follow-ups are huge because this is a business, right? Like we need to get people into the system, but you can follow up in ways that are not icky. Like you can follow up and say, hey, I saw that you and your son were at the park the other day. Like, did you guys have fun? Like, the weather was so nice. Like, have conversation with them so that your name pops up. You don't have to say anything. They know who you are. You've already had the conversation. So you don't have to be like so straightforward and, hey, did you still want to buy that pack? Like, you can just have a conversation with them. As soon as they see your name pop up, they're going to remember. And when they're ready, they'll come to you. And I have so many people, probably a few people that are sitting on this Zoom that will say, like, I never made them feel forced into coming here. I never made people like, I'm not like constantly like, hey, you ready? Like, I followed up with Kayla, but long time after we had our original talk, a long time. And I never, ever was in her inbox like, hey, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you don't have to be that way. People know, they're seeing your stuff. Every time you turn your light on and you make a post, they're seeing it. So when you go and have a conversation with them and you genuinely interact and you genuinely care about what it is that they're doing in their lives, they feel that. And as opposed to the person who's coming into their inbox saying, hey, do you want to join my team? They're going to remember the person that genuinely loved and cared on them. And when their heart's ready, they're going to come to you. So you don't have to worry about the outcome. We don't have to be connected to what somebody says. It's our job to inform people. It's our jobs to show up. It's our jobs to give hope and love and encouragement. And when those people are ready, they'll come. So like, I always just try to stay disconnected from what somebody's answer is. So if I give you information on a pack and you're not interested, I'm not going to feel disappointed because I did my job. I did my end. Like, your end is to make your own decision. Like, I'm not in the business of convincing anybody. Convincing doesn't do anything anyways. Even if you were to convince someone, they're going to come in and they're going to fall off because they didn't do it for themselves. They did it for you because you tried to force them. So it's always better to just go in time. I don't know what I'm talking about now. I'm just really just taking over. So I'm just going to shut the hell up so that you can finish this.
No, that's good because at the end of the day, do you want someone to join you that felt pressured into doing it and doesn't even know what to do and doesn't really want to run for it? You want someone that's been watching you, that is interested, that is ready. So don't focus on, I have no one in my inbox, because it happens every single day. You're not going to have everyone. You're not going to have a single person in your inbox every single day. It's going to take time. It's going to make you a better leader in the end. Because I knew when I started, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to take me a while. And then all of a sudden it happened so quick and then it died back down. It's you finding yourself before you can help other people. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm focusing on, okay, if I don't know the ins and outs about what I'm talking about, how am I supposed to teach someone else? You know what I mean? So focus on where you're at in your season right now, not where Roxy's at, not where I'm at, not where Jess is at, not where Audrey's at. Where are you in your season? Why did you hit the button and what do you expect to get from this business? But that's all I had. Let me see. Hard time with business because I'm still the same way. It's a learning process. But the more you focus on what you're doing each day for your business, it will help you have those conversations with people. So at first when they were like, oh yeah, we'll do voice memos, get comfortable with that, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to send a voice memo. And now I love voice messaging. Whether it's to Audrey or whether it's to whoever the hell pops up in my inbox, I'm like, hey, I'm like, wait, who are you? It's literally a day by day process. I can honestly be the one to say, I was like, I'm never going to send a voice message. I'm just going to type it out. Nope. Don't got time for that. Voice message all day.
It's amazing.
I unmuted myself real quick.
I was about to ask you if you meant like the opportunity story. Like,
yeah, like in my stories and like just like if I'm mentioning the business side of things, because like I can post about products all day long. I can talk about how great I feel. Like I'm 21 weeks pregnant, y'all. I haven't taken a nap in the middle of the day for 2 weeks. That's amazing. Like, that's great. But like talking about the business side, I have a hard time because like I just started, right? So it's not like I'm some big baller that's like doing really good, you know? And so I always have a hard time coming up with like business opportunities because I personally don't want to be like, oh, well, like you can do all of this and act like I've done that, because I haven't. I've got to be like real, you know what I mean? And so I just have like
Yeah.
a hard time posting for business opportunity posts.
So one, that's just your mindset because you're disqualifying yourself because you feel like you haven't done anything yet. So just know that. Okay. That's just like a mindset thing that you gotta get over that hump. But at the end of the day, you're not here to talk about like your success, right? Like you can share about what this company does because you know that it's possible, right? Like you see that I drive for free. So you know that's real, right?
Yeah.
You see that I
Yeah.
get big weekly paychecks, right? So you know that's real, right? So like you're sharing to share something else. So if you discredit yourself so much that you don't want to share that, then at the end of the day, you're never going to be able to bring somebody in because you're never going to get to that point. You're sharing what is possible. You're sharing what you're going for. So at this point, you're not necessarily sharing your success. You're sharing your vision. You're sharing where you're going. You're sharing what you have your hands on, what you found, what the opportunity is. You don't have to share what you've personally done. You can share things like, first of all, success always isn't a dollar amount. Success is finding a community of women that are going to build you up and love on you. That doesn't happen I don't know of any other community that comes together like this. Sharing those things, sharing, that you got 2 customers already. You have free product next month, boo boo. Share that. You know what I mean? Like it's the small wins. People want to hear all of those things. And so just hit on different points of our company and what it was that enticed you, what it was that made you want to come in here. And even if you haven't done those things, don't discredit yourself so much that you don't want to talk about them, because you're not talking about the fact that you've done it. You're talking about where you're going. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. Anybody else want to unmute themselves and talk?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
It's really loud here.
Okay.
Okay. Don't answer me a question for like 2 seconds. We're finishing homework. I want to share too. Like she said, with the stories and not knowing what to post and what to share with your posts too. I know it took me a long time to like want to post because I'm like, well, what do other people want to see? What do other people want to read? What are my pictures supposed to look like? And I can tell in like my feed that there's been like a shift of like what I want to share and I want to post and who I actually am. And like I posted a picture today, which granted it had my butt in it. So I think that was where it came from. But it went from, I normally get like 20 likes, 30 likes. It had 150 something likes just because I was honest. Like I'm showing up, I'm working out and I'm sharing it. 2 months ago, I wouldn't have shared anything. You good? Like that. Just the allergies are really bad. So when you're posting like in your stories or on your feed, don't think so much about like, well, what is somebody going to want to hear to want to reach out or respond or answer? Just talk about what you actually like, or like Audrey said, like you got your free product credit, share about that. You can talk about like how every morning you wake up and you look forward to like talking to your friends every day. Like I know that was a big part for me, is I didn't talk to anybody for like months. And then I had this community and it was like overwhelming. It was almost suffocating how many people wanted to talk to me all the time. And so I think that too is just like, just don't put so much pressure on it. If you want to take a picture outside on like your kid's slide, do it. Like if you want to take like a cool picture, do it. Like just do whatever you would want to see on your feed, not what you think somebody else will want to see. I think that helps a long way too. It's just not putting like dialing in so hard on it. And like your stories, don't think so much about it. Like you can use the same picture over and over and just write it out. It could just be whatever you have on it, that like what they read. So I just wouldn't think so much on that part. That's what I got. That's it.
Yeah, and it honestly, it all comes back to your fives. It's true. I struggle all the time with what am I posting today? I cannot for the life of me figure out what I want to post. Go back to your fives because they really do help. All right. Well, since we're running out of time anyways, I will leave it at that. But like I said earlier, what do you want this business to do for you? Keep that in the back of your head and work towards it every single day. That's all I'm doing, working towards what I signed up for. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a month. You've seen how long it's taken all the other thrivers or all of our leaders. It's going to take time. So I do not plan on it happening anytime soon. I just know what I'm working for. So I hope everyone has a good night and thank you. Bye-bye.